T42 Breaking News Report.
Hibbett Sports is alive and well right now as the championship has come to Central Alabama. Alabama fans all over are celebrating, getting their championship gear. The drought is over. It was only 3 years, but it seemed like a long 3 years for Alabama fans. And let's think back to October. As after the Ole Miss game, they said the dynasty was over. There was not going to be another title. Well, tonight, the desert is cascading with Crimson Tide. As we send it out to the desert with Lauren and Chris Brees, they're out there. They saw it all, guys. One heck of a game, and in the end, everybody's happy.
Whew. Chris, you were exactly right. A dynasty declared dead just 3 months ago has just added to its empire. A fourth national title in 7 years, 16th in program history. And what else can you say about the Alabama Crimson Tide? This was clearly the best team that they were going to face all year long. Blow for blow, punch for punch, and Alabama answered every time Clemson challenged them.
And it just seemed like Clemson just coming back with more answers. Your final score there, 45-40, Alabama winning this national title. What an emotional victory for these guys. I'm telling you what, they gave every bit of energy they could have given to this. The whole motto this entire season was finish. We saw last year what happened in the Sugar Bowl against Ohio State. They couldn't finish the job. But that emotion out there tonight, you can tell these guys wanted this so badly, and they were not going out of here without a fight.
And who would have thought ever in the world that the guy who would be the offensive MVP was a man who had not scored an offensive touchdown at all, a touchdown at all, since 2013. His name is O.J. Howard, and he was an absolute beast tonight. Looking at his stats, 5 receptions for an average of 41.6 yards, 208 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, that long of 63, which basically late in the game sealed it. Clemson was coming back. You were worried about Alabama having enough gas with a 1-score lead late. O.J. Howard ripped off that 63-yard catch and run, and it was all over from there. O.J. Howard, the offensive MVP, and his quarterback, Jake Coker, found him, and he found him often.
Jake, your coach just won his 5th national championship. Where does he stand in your mind in terms of one of the all-time best?
You know, I can only say, talk about people I've been around, and he's the best I've ever seen. So, and he's proven that time and time again. And I just want to thank him for the opportunity he's given me. I think as long as he's at Alabama, Alabama's going to be up at the top. He's a special coach, special person, and does everything the right way. And I couldn't say enough about the things he's done for me and his team as a whole. It's really special the type of person he is, the type of coach he is.
Jake, I know you've been dying to go celebrate with your teammates. I will let you do it now. Congratulations, and let's head over to Tom.
Jacob Coker, no doubt an unsung hero with O.J. Howard. The hero everyone's been expecting and seeing all year long was Derrick Henry, and he was a beast. Didn't have the night that he may have wanted, but he carried the load a lot, Lauren, and that took a lot of pressure off the passing game.
36 carries tonight, 158 yards, 3 touchdowns. And aside from that 50-yard touchdown, limited to under 4 yards per carry. Not ideal for Derrick Henry, but he went out there, made the plays when it counted most, and of course, huge victory for this Alabama team. More players after the game.
Yeah, Cam Robinson, here he is.
Really good, man. We just won that championship. I mean, worst thing when you put in, that you feeling how happy I am right now, man. All the hard work we put in, all the dedication. People down us this year after a loss. I mean, it makes it all worth it now.
All the talk was about finishing the last 12 months. It was all about finishing. How did you guys finish?
I thought we finished pretty good. This is a hell of a way to finish. I thought we finished the season exactly the way we wanted to.
How about O.J. Howard? Did you see that coming?
Oh, amazing. I mean, yeah, he's probably the most athletic tight end in the nation, hands down. A great playmaker. All we got to do is put the ball in his hand.
Can you think back to the last 12 months, the way last year ended? Talk about that.
I mean, obviously last year ended the way we didn't want it to. So we dedicated this whole offseason to just coming back this season to finish it.
Congrats.
In this football game, 14-14 at the half. The second half, so many things happened that unfolded in Alabama's favor, giving them this football game. One of those special teams, that onside kick that was recovered by Marlon Humphrey. Wow.
A couple of them. That one, the Kenyon Drake 95-yard touchdown that put him back up by 2 scores late. Another guy who was clutch in the end, and we say clutch because Adam Griffith missed a field goal early. And if you were a fan, you were thinking, uh-oh, here we go again. If it has to come down to special teams, can our guy get it done? He did make a field goal later on. He helped Alabama win this national championship, Adam Griffith. What is going through your mind right now? What's going through your mind right now, man?
I'm just so happy. I'm happy for the team. We finally did it. You know, it's been too long, so I'm so happy right now.
Such a grind, the most complete team you guys played all year. What did you see from them?
Oh man, just they compete so hard throughout the game. They play so hard. Defense, our offense step up in the second half, and man, we finally won. So excited.
All that hard work in the offseason. Talk about why it's paid off.
I mean, we worked so hard, in the summer and the spring, and it paid off. This year it paid off. So man, this is crazy.
How would you summarize this team this year?
Finish. I think we know how to finish the game, and we've proven that all year. So this is it. We won.
Thanks, man. And when you're talking about special teams with 8 minutes to go left in the game, Clemson made it a 4-point game, a one-score game with a field goal, and then on the ensuing kickoff, Kenyon Drake, what a story he's been the last 2 years. 95 yards to the house, put Alabama back up on top, 38-27.
And what a better person to have that happen in his final game of his college career, especially after last year when he broke his leg in the Ole Miss game, comes back, then this year breaks his arm in the Mississippi State game. What's crazy about that, Dr. Andrews and his staff did surgery, got him well. They said it'd be a couple of weeks. They got him out there. After the game, I'm staying there watching Dr. Lyle Kane and Kenyon Drake emotionally embrace each other, tears coming out of both of their eyes, because ultimately they got him back on track. And something that Chris Stewart, sideline reporter for Crimson Tide Sports Network, said that Lyle Kane last night had a dream about Kenyon Drake ripping off a big play for a touchdown. And in the beginning of the football game, Kenyon Drake told Lyle Kane, don't worry, I haven't forgot about this. And you saw what happened there. Here's Kenyon Drake after the game.
Take me through the kick return for the touchdown, because that was way insane.
Yeah, it was something we've been working on all week in practice. Just trying to do sideline right. The whole kickoff team really committed to the right side. I just tried to cut back against the grain, and I just was hoping I was getting the end zone at the end. And it was just a lot of fighting my teammates helping me get along the way.
How amazing is it for you to come out and do something on special teams when all season long, dealing with injuries, trying to find a place with Derrick Henry really taking hold of the starter position?
Yeah, it just means a lot. That's just the way our team is in general. Really resilient, fight back from a lot of adversity, and everybody, not just me, plays a big part in our team's success and my individual success. So I just couldn't be here without anybody else, and I appreciate everything that everybody's done for me. And I appreciate everything that everybody's.
How was that finish?
I'm just happy to be a national champion. It doesn't get any better feeling than this.
You guys did so much work in the offseason, all the workshops to work on, developing relationships and how to handle tough situations. Where did that come into play tonight?
Down in and down out, honestly. Clemson's a great team. They gave us a great fight on offense and defense and special teams. But we just try to show a little extra grit to finish the game out, and we've accomplished our season-long goal, and we're national champions.
Can we call you guys a legendary team?
Yeah, I'm just glad that we're champions, so you can call us whatever you want to call us.
Right now, congratulations.
All you seniors, all that hard work. We also want to let you know Nick Saban will be talking live momentarily to the press at the post-game press conference. We are going to take that as soon as he comes up to the podium. But right now, let's tell you how this game unfolded from start to finish. Obviously, the two Heisman Trophy contenders, number 1 and number 3 in the Heisman vote, Derrick Henry and Deshaun Watson. Who would outduel who? And early on, it looked like it was going to be Derrick Henry. 50-yard run in the first quarter. Midway through, it put Alabama up 7-0, and things look great, Lauren.
But as we said before, blow by blow, punch by punch, the teams each came up with an answer. Clemson here, Deshaun Watson, 31-yard touchdown pass. He's going to Renfro, and this is unbelievable. Renfro really stepping up big.
Then Watson to Hunter Renfro one more time, 11 yards for the score. It was 14-7. Clemson at the end of the first quarter, so you thought, okay, here we go. Alabama had trailed 2 times in the last 3 games. against teams, Florida and Auburn, in the first half, in the first quarter. How are they going to respond, trailing the best offensive team in the country? And in the second quarter, on defense, it was huge. The guy with the most interceptions on the team, Eddie Jackson, his 6th pick. It could have been 21-7. Instead, Alabama went right back the other way.
Then it's Derrick Henry capping off the drive here, scoring the points on the turnover, the 1-yard touchdown run. Derrick Henry doing what he does best on running the football and capping things off.
So it's 14-14 midway through the second quarter, but Jake Coker was getting pressured all night long. Shaq Lawson was healthy, and he did great against that Alabama offensive line. 4 sacks in the first half alone. And the half ended. This was great for Alabama. All the momentum on Clemson's side. They missed a field goal to end the first half. It was huge. It was 14-14 going into the half. So Alabama got that touchdown back going in to the intermission. You thought, okay, down by a score in the first quarter, they come back and they at least give themselves a chance to take a lead going into the third quarter.
And huge there. You talk about Adam Griffith, somebody that has been very good this season. 6 straight field goals of 40 yards or more. So going into the half, like you said, Clemson having all the momentum in the world. These guys just going after it. And, of course, the emotion out there. You guys could see Nick Saban not happy. Furious at halftime. He's giving up yards to Deshaun. Could not get pressure in the pocket. And certainly something he went in the locker room and had to make those quick adjustments.
Jake Coker was a hero in the Michigan State game, and you thought he had to be in the second half if Alabama was going to win the national championship, and then he did this. 53-yard touchdown pass to O.J. Howard. We'll get back to that in a minute. Nick Saban is now live at the podium. We will take that right now.
Opening comment from you when you're ready.
Make the play.
Well, I'm going to pick it up. Alabama returns to the #1 team in the land with a 45-40 win over Clemson. A glorious night for the Alabama Crimson Tide, their 4th national championship in 7 years.
And all that's left to do.
Woo!
Hey, we'll have all this post-game sound and plenty more on our website, WIAT.com. Coming up here in the next couple of hours, our very hard-working staff is going to work hard to get that all on the air for you. We've had a blast covering Alabama, Auburn, all these college football teams throughout this season. The Red Zone crew, we were well-oiled machines, as we like to say, is like Alabama was.
Absolutely.
We're so glad that you stuck with us all year long. And you know what, Chris Wrinkle? We're going to do it all again.
First touchdown.